Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're viewing this video from, what part of the world. This is the Administrator Brandon, known as BMOC, coming to you live from Buffalo, New York, as the Administrator of We Want a WWE Attitude Era on Facebook. I'm here to make a video and a promo about Team Attitude and a video celebrating us reaching 2,300 likes. We are now at 2310 actually, and growing by the second it seems. Team Attitude, I'm proud of you. You've been advertising our page, and I've seen it. I've seen YouTube comments telling other YouTubers about our page. I've seen Facebook posts on the official WWE pages informing lost fans about our page. I've seen Twitter. I've seen advertising for our page everywhere, and as a result, our page is growing like wildfire. It's spreading like wildfire and growing like crazy. It's growing faster than Andre the Giant did back in the 80s. I'm so thrilled that we have reached 2,300 fans and more. But we're not stopping here. We can't stop at such a low number and settle for this little corner of Facebook like TNA settles for the corner of the market that they do. We're not happy with a small amount of fans watching. We want the world to know about our page. Everywhere, every country from Australia to Hawaii to America to Europe. We want every country to understand the caliber of this page. Our page is growing in strength and in numbers. Numbers equal strength because numbers have their opinions, and opinions are viewed by WWE. Today, the World Wrestling Entertainment understands that the internet is a big part of what decides and judges them. Vince knows this. The internet has changed wrestling for the worse, in my opinion. Nevertheless, it has changed wrestling, and now everybody gets together after Monday Night Raw and talks about what they liked or didn't like. Internet is what decides the majority of people's opinions on the program that we watch week by week. This is a shame, and I'm not happy about it, but it's the truth. So, as a result, I can guarantee you Vince has people going on Facebook pages, Twitter pages, and anything else with YouTube videos or any other way that a fan uses to communicate about what they thought about Raw or SmackDown is viewed by wrestling if it's big enough. Our page is still small, not big enough to get the attention of the WWE, but it's growing. Can you imagine if we reached the size that John Cena's page has? John Cena has 10 million fans. What if our page had 10 million fans? The WWE would be forced to listen to our opinion and views. It would have to listen. We would have more fans than they have viewers every week. That is my dream. I just saw a Facebook page talking about The Rock. It was titled something about back in the day we had The Rock, we didn't have Cena. This page has not almost 100,000 fans. That's monumental for a Facebook page that isn't actually a part of an organization. That's incredible. Can you imagine if we just had 100,000 fans? That would be amazing. That would be 1% of what John Cena's page has, and we would have our voices heard for sure because that's the biggest page on Facebook that's not part of an organization that I've ever seen. When you join Team Attitude, when you join our page, you are a member of Team Attitude whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, you can leave. But Team Attitude is all about voicing our opinions. As members of Team Attitude, we rise above being sheep. Other viewers of WWE are just sheep. They watch every week. They have no complaints. They also don't like it. They just watch. They're just there. They're kind of just there to watch. They don't care what happens. All they want to see is their favorite wrestler. This is oftentimes what's referred to as the little Jimmy syndrome. And these are the little kids that are just there to see John Cena or Randy Orton. And if they don't get either of those two, they're not happy with the show. They don't cheer or boo anything. That's why the crowds are dead nowadays. All of the crowd is made up of little kids just waiting for one wrestler. Back in the Attitude Era, we had a crowd that cheered every wrestler. They were happy that every wrestler was there to perform for them. They never took any wrestler for granted back then. If you were a heel back then, you were booed. If you were a face, you were cheered. Now in this messed up society that internet has created, heels are cheered and faces are booed. I can't even say that fast because it's just so ridiculous, ridiculous to think about. But it's the truth. This is partially to blame Cena for because Cena is neither face nor heel, and now everybody's confused on the who to cheer and boo for. I personally cheer more for heels than I do for faces because the heels seem to have a separate character and they seem to be themselves. They seem to rise above the standards of what wrestlers are nowadays. Superstars nowadays are made from a mold. They're just created to wrestle. That's it. They don't have their own character. The Rock and Stone Cold had their own character. Kurt Angle had his own character. People like Big Show and Kane, Undertaker, all were their own characters back in the day. Nowadays, we have wrestlers that just look alike and act alike. And all they're there to do is perform a show because they have to perform that show because people still pay to buy tickets and there's still 70,000 people in attendance and millions watching. That's the only reason why wrestlers exist nowadays is to put on the show. If Vince thought he could make money without doing a damn thing, he would do it. He would find a way to make you pay without getting anything. I guarantee you, Vince is a scumbag like that. Us fans that are part of Team Attitude, we understand this. We're not the sheep. We're the wolves. We're hungry for a better product. We're always hungry for a better product. We don't settle for less, and we want more, always. That being said, we are happy with what we get as far as an edgier product. Wrestling nowadays is improving, but it's nowhere near where it needs to be. Wrestling is nowhere near where it should or could be. Let me rephrase that. As a member of Team Attitude, you stand up for what you believe in. You don't get buried by other voices online who tell you that you're just an internet smart or mark or whatever they want to call us. Members of Team Attitude, we speak our opinions with boldness. We have a fire and a passion for good wrestling that we used to see back in the day. We understand what wrestling is nowadays, and it's just a cheap product and a half-baked product that Vince throws in our faces. Our intelligence is constantly insulted. We are at war with a product that doesn't care about its fans. Members of Team Attitude, you're a soldier for the cause. You join Team Attitude, and instantly you are a soldier. You have an opinion. You have a voice. You are unique. You are your own person. That is what Team Attitude is all about. I encourage you, if you are watching this video and have not liked our page, to come like our page. We want a WWE Attitude Era. And that is all in caps with 5 exclamation points after it. I'll put the link in the description box below. If you have liked our page and you have no idea what a Team Attitude is, after watching this video, now you do, and I expect you to realize that you are a soldier for a cause now. We are a community. We are small and close-knit, and we like that, but we also want to grow. If we can grow, that'd be great. We'd like to grow and stay almost as the cult that we are now, close to every fan and knowing every fan that's active on our page. And we hope we can achieve this, but even if we can't, it's the numbers that are the most important. Every number we gain is another person who feels and shares our opinions, or most of them. Every number we gain is like adding on strength every day. Every time we get a new fan, our strength rises, and the WWE will soon be forced to pay attention to its fans once again. This is the administrator, Brandon, also known as BMOC, from Buffalo, New York. It's freezing cold out, and after I do this little Undertaker symbol, death to crappy wrestling, I'm out.